in your lesson plan, you would simply hit the capture button, and then you would minimize this. And this gives you a bunch of options that we'll go over later, but just real quick, I wanted to show you that if you click on Freeform, you can take a picture by using your finger around whatever it is that you want to take a picture of. Let your finger go, it captures it for you, and then you capture to a new page. You click back, and it's got it there for you in your page, in your lesson plan. I'm going to X out of that. That's a really neat feature. Like I said, we'll go into all the different ways you can take a picture later. This button right here allows you to activate the Smart Document Camera. Perhaps there's something from the document camera you would like to incorporate into this lesson plan. It's a great way to do it. We had a lot of teachers ask for the ability to put in a table. Perhaps you're doing graphs or charts. This allows you to do that within the lesson plan itself. This arrow right here allows you to use your mouse or your finger as a mouse while you're working on the smartboard. Write or draw on the smartboard is what this pen is for. Now if you click on that, you get lots of different options. Perhaps you want to use the highlighter. All you have to do then is use your pen to highlight whatever it is you want the students to focus on. Again, these are the different color pens. They're right here as well. If you wanted to, you wouldn't have to even touch the toolbar. You could simply pick up a pen from the tray and write. I tell teachers to write like you mean it. It needs one strong point of contact. If you take your hand and you place your hand on the board and attempt to write, the board gets confused because there's too many things touching the board at the same time. Just one point of contact, nice and strong, you won't break it, and then everybody will be able to read what you wrote. What's really neat about these pens, they aren't necessary. Perhaps you have a student who takes one, or we all know classes can get chaotic. You happen to lose one. You can take any pen, or any object really, and put it there. And then when you take it out, you can write with your finger, and it works. Or you could write with the end of this, and it works. So it's nice not to have the added expense of having to buy a pen. So those are two ways that you can get the pens and then write on your smartboard. The next one over is Creative Pen. It allows you to write with maybe a little bit funkier color. I'm going to choose this one, and then again with your finger you can write whatever you choose. Kind of brings it alive for the students, especially elementary kids and high school kids. Really, really love that feature. Then the next one over, the next button over is the erase button. There are a couple of different ways that you can erase what you've written here on the screen. You can do the eraser through this particular button. It gives you a little bit of an area to erase, a medium area, and a large area. If you click on the large area, you can erase with your finger. If you wanted to though, you could also just pick up the eraser from the tray and erase that way as well. You can erase side to side until you cover everything, or if your whole screen is filled and you want to erase everything, you just do a circle and then tap in the middle, it's all gone. Up here, the image won't erase, but you can erase the highlighted area if you so choose. So that's one way to do it. The next button over is to draw a line. If you're like me and you can't draw a straight line to save your life, this gives you the ability to do it. You click on this, it gives you many different options, colors, whatever you choose. Then you can choose the kind of line and arrow that you want. With your finger, kind of point it whichever way you want it to go, and then keep pointing and it'll keep going back. You have to go back to your mouse in order to stop that particular function from working. If you want to get rid of these two little arrows that you didn't mean to put there, all you have to do is click on the button that undoes them, and they're gone. The next button over is Create a Shape. The Create a Shape allows you to insert whatever shape you like onto your lesson plan. I'm going to choose this triangle. You simply pull it down to make it as large or up as small as you like. And then when you let go, it's set. Now remember to go back and click on the mouse button so that you won't continue to put shapes on your screen when you touch it. You can also create a shape The next button over allows you to create a shape differently. With a pen, you can just, or your finger, you can make a circle yourself, let go, and the board corrects it for you. So it's nice and neat and crisp for your students. The next button over is the Magic Pen. Magic Pen is kind of nice because you can talk about something and then you can write it down and then talk about it and it disappears for you. So for example, you could be teaching a class about angles and you can say, okay students, this particular angle is 90 degrees. Now while you're talking about it and you're explaining about 90-degree angles, it slowly disappears. So then when you're done, you can say, okay students, again, what was the angle, what degree was it? And then they can all say 90. And it kind of encourages them to pay attention too because they don't know what's going to disappear. The next button over is to create a fill. If you want to fill this particular item, so you click on Fill Effects, and it gives you lots of different options. For example, you can click on Solid Fill, and then whatever color, we're going to choose purple, and then you can just tap inside the triangle, and it makes it purple for you. If you wanted to, I'm going to click on this again just to show you that there are other options. You can do Gradient Fill, which, let's pick a color, how about red? And then you click inside the objects, and gradient goes from light to dark. If you click on this again, you could have Pattern Fill. For example, instead of a color, you could tap inside and it makes it a pattern instead. So lots of options for you as you're creating these lessons. The last few buttons are the text entry box for typing. It allows you to choose different fonts and styles. And then the last button up there, modify properties of a selected object. Again, it's very similar to this last tab over here. The arrow, once again, allows you to move it up or down, the toolbar. So, let's go over the side tabs. The side tabs over here, I taught you one way that we could get to them. The other way is to kind of look at them. They're displayed for you. And this particular tab shows you all of the pages that you've been working on. Now I just want to go over a few points. These are the 4 tabs on the side of the notebook interface, and they're shown kind of to explain what it is that you're working on. And you can click the double arrow here if you happen to want to use it over there. If you write with your right hand and it's easier for you to be over there, then you can do that. Or you can click and I'll bring it back to where I am at. So that's there for you to customize it yourself. And then also here you'll see a page number 1, 2, 3. Those are the page numbers of the different pages that you've been working on. The thumbnail kind of shows you in a snapshot or a little thumbnail what it is that you've been working on. You can double click the name underneath. Just double click it, brings it up, and you can rename whatever page that you're working on or within the group. You can increase the width of the display tab area through this little button right here. And you can also, if you'll see here, there's a drop-down menu. That drop-down menu allows you to do many different things. You can delete the page that you're working on. Just get rid of it altogether. You can clear the page. If you've made a number of mistakes and you don't want to delete the page, you can just clear it. You can insert a blank page. That'll give you more. If you want to insert a blank page, simply gives you more blank pages to work on. I'm going to go back to the drop-down menu. You can rename the page, or you can add a screen shade. That's the third way that you can cover up what you're working on and allow, it allows the teacher, you to play with it for your students when they're answering certain questions. You can also clone a page. It creates exactly the same kind of page that you were working on before. And you can also add page to the gallery, so you can keep it. So those are the different page sorter drop-down menu items. The gallery tab in this particular function allows you to quickly develop and deliver lessons that are rich in graphic detail. Thousands of images, pages, videos, flash files, entire notebook files are organized here for educators to use. It helps you create attractive, reusable lessons that get the students' attention, get them excited, get them up there working. Lots of things for you to